Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to, first of all, to congratulate the honourable members who've also made their maiden speeches in this chamber this afternoon, and especially to congratulate the honourable member for Swindon North. His skills as a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, I wonder whether it actually led him to apply to be an extra in those films, those movies that were made. I shall be watching out for him in the fight scenes that, in the future. Madam Chair, it is the honour and privilege of my life to be standing in this chamber giving my maiden speech as the Member of Parliament for Chelmsford. A wonderful young city located in the heart of Essex that I have had the joy to call my home for the past 20 years or so. The Chelmsford constituency covers the main urban area of the city of Chelmsford. It is blessed with beautiful parks, flanking rivers that wind their way through the city centre, passing as they do the home of the Essex Eagles at the Essex County Cricket Ground. We have a thriving high street which attracts shoppers from miles around, and investment into the constituency from both the public and the private sectors means that its future continues to look bright. From Waterhouse Farm in the west to Chelmer Village in the east, from the northern reaches of Springfield to the southern boundaries of Goat Hall and everywhere in between, I am proud to call Chelmsford my home, and even prouder to be standing here today representing its constituents in this magnificent place. Chelmsford has one of the busiest two-platform train stations outside of London. Having now rejoined the ranks of the commuters, I know firsthand the importance of the brand new station that is being constructed just outside the northern edge of the Chelmsford constituency. The new Bewley Park station will have a significant positive impact on passengers from Chelmsford, giving them more choice and flexibility and removing the need for many of them to travel into the city centre to commence their rail journey. But a new station mustn't be seen as job done. Train travel in this country is expensive and complicated, and ultimately, I don't believe the public care too much about who runs the trains. They care more about how much rail travel costs them, whether the trains run on time, are they comfortable and efficient. And they are often frustrated by the bewildering array of ticket options whose detailed restrictions seem designed to either make you miss your train as you try to work out which one to buy or make you buy the wrong one. They are not designed for the faint of heart, nor the novice traveller. This seems madness if we want to encourage more people to make use of public transport. The whole system needs to be simplified, and I'm keen to see the legislation passed yesterday do just that. But without an economy that can support investment into projects like new rail stations or the redevelopment of junctions such as the Army and Navy, a major interchange in the centre of Chelmsford, we already know these projects are in danger of never happening at all. I am therefore pleased to support the bill set before us today to ensure the terrible, wasteful fiscal mistakes of previous governments aren't repeated and leaving more headroom for investment into our country's future. The new Bewley Park station was important to my predecessor, Vicky Ford, and I'd like to pay tribute to her dedication to this project. It is the culmination of over a decade of partnership work that Vicky joined after her first election to the Chelmsford constituency in 2017. Knocking on doors throughout this year's campaign, many constituents were grateful for her help with issues they had raised with her. They also noticed her visible loyalty to her party, as she was rarely seen without her trademark blue nail polish to match her little blue car and an outfit that almost invariably included a splash of blue. I'd like to thank her for the time she spent serving the Chelmsford constituency. From the very bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank the constituents of Chelmsford who have placed their trust in me to represent them in this place. I know, Madam Chair, that they did not do so lightly. Indeed, it has taken 74 years of very careful consideration for the good people of Chelmsford to send to this place anyone other than a Conservative. And indeed, it has been 100 years since they made the choice to elect a Liberal to represent them. Now, this slow pace of electoral change in Chelmsford may lead those not familiar with Essex's first city to conclude that Chelmsfordians have little appetite for innovation. But, Madam Chair, nothing could be further from the truth. Among other things, Chelmsford has a rich and distinguished history in the world of science and technology, most notably for hosting the first ever entertainment radio broadcast in the United Kingdom in 1920 from the Marconi New Street Works, right in the centre of Chelmsford, featuring Dame Nellie Melba. This led to regular entertainment broadcasts from Great Baddow in the south of the constituency, and eventually to what we now know as the BBC. It's hard to spend much time knocking on doors in Chelmsford and speaking to Chelmsford residents without coming across someone who used to work for Marconi. Its modern-day successor, Teledyne E2V, located little more than a stone's throw away from the site of the original Marconi factories, has more than taken up the mantle of innovation in Chelmsford, and many of my constituents are now employed there. Think of any space mission of the past few decades, and the chances are that its imaging equipment contains components designed and built by Teledyne in Chelmsford. From NASA's New Horizons mission to Pluto in the Kuiper Belt, launched in 2006, to the planned 2028 launch of Ariel by the European Space Agency to observe the atmospheres of thousands of planets beyond our own solar system, Teledyne and its employees are reaching for the stars. And that's what I want everyone to have the opportunity to do, to reach for the stars, to feel that sense of opportunity, to know that even the sky isn't the limit. But we can only do that if we invest. And the very best place for that investment is in our children and young people. We're lucky in Chelmsford to have excellent schools. And I'd like to thank the teachers and other school staff who work so hard every day to give the children that we entrust into their care the best possible start in life. But they are increasingly doing so with their hands tied behind their back, with dwindling resources, crumbling buildings, and ever greater workloads. I am the first in my family to go to university, the first to be elected to any public office, let alone a member of this house. I have been able to achieve this because I have a loving and supportive family, lots of incredible campaign volunteers, and, of course, a sizable dose of luck. But I also know that a critical part of my success is owed to the amazing state school education that I received, the dedicated and inspirational teachers that I was lucky enough to be taught by throughout my school life, and the extracurricular activities, in my case largely music-based, that broadened my horizons and lifted my eyes to the stars. I worry that is not the overwhelming experience of those going through our education system today. I worry that children are going through the day with little or no food in their bellies. I worry that schools are having to cut clubs because they no longer have the time or the resources to hold them. And I worry that the performing arts, such as music and drama, have been seen for too long by previous governments as expendable, as an unimportant luxury, without recognising that they provide children with the skills and confidence to stand up on large stages, dare I say, in parliamentary chambers, and be heard. And if you're a child with special educational needs or disabilities, well, good luck with that, because the system is utterly, tragically, devastatingly broken. But I also take hope from the wind of change that blew just a couple of months ago. We already know that there will be difficult choices ahead. But my hope is that we recognise that investing early on, giving children the best possible start, can pay much greater dividends in the future. When Guglielmo Marconi brought his fledgling inventions and experiments to the United Kingdom in 1896, he did so because he believed that this is a country that can see potential and will invest in that potential for the long term. It paid off. And a whole industry grew from the humble beginnings of a short radio broadcast in the heart of my constituency. Whatever choices are made by the party opposite in the looming budget, it is my sincere hope that they recognise the importance of giving schools and teachers the resources they need to allow children, all children, to reach the stars. Thank you.
Yeah.